the Tonganoxie City Council meeting. My name is David Freese. I'm the mayor of Tonganoxie. Ms. Huntington, can you note that I'm present and call the roll, please?
Yes, Mayor. Mr. Partridge? Here. Ms. McCutcheon? Here. Ms. Stevens?
Here.
Mr. Donnelly?
Here.
Mr. Dale?
Here. Would you join us in the Pledge of Allegiance, please? I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice. Thanks, everyone. I will do my best to speak up. I tend to mumble when I say aye. Oh, sorry. May I have a second?
Second.
Thank you, Mr. Dale. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Motion passes unanimously. Now, item 3 on the agenda is the consent agenda, where we review bill payments from the previous period. Are there any questions or concerns or conversation about the bill payments from the previous period?
I make a motion we approve as presented.
Thank you, Mr. Donnelly. Is there a second?
I'll second.
Thank you, Ms. McCutcheon. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Motion passes. Item 4 is old business. Nothing listed tonight. This is also the time when we allow the public to speak if they sign up before the deadline. Mr. Porter, did anyone sign up to speak tonight?
Mayor, we had no signups, and we did have a notice from item A under new business that they are not able to attend tonight, so they've asked to move to our next agenda.
All right, thank you, Mr. Porter. We'll move on to new business, and item B, consider approval of the 2023 facility temporary use lease for the Tonganoxie Water Park with Gretchen Meitler for the Tongi Tidal Waves swim team. Mr. Porter.
Thank you, Mayor. Happy to introduce Gretchen. Come on up, Gretchen, if you'd like. We're excited this year. You might remember in the past, Janet Falk has been largely involved in leading this effort, and she announced at the end of last season that she was stepping away and needed other volunteers, and so Gretchen is excited to take on that role, I'm sure. We're happy to work with her, and we've arranged the draft lease that you see in the agenda packet for tonight. It's in similar fashion to prior year leases. A couple years ago, when we raised water park seasonal employee rates of pay, we did raise the per hour cost assigned, which is assigned on a per person per hour basis for the staff that are required to staff the swim team practices and the events. 3 meets are the main events held at the facility, and you'll see pictures of the overflow of public and parents and supporters and swimmers, and it's really incredible to see the activity that brings to our park and downtown. So we're very happy to support this proposal to have this lease come forward, and happy to answer any questions you have about it.
Thank you, Mr. Porter. Did you have anything to add, Ms. Meitler?
I really don't.
Okay.
We're excited. We opened up enrollment last night, so hopefully this is all through so that we don't have to close it. No, it's just a great program. It's put on solely by volunteers and community support, not only the city, but different businesses in town who do sponsorships to help us pay for everything. And for a lot of our kids, it's led into high school swim and the cooperative with Piper and our high school kids who swim on those teams, as well as club teams. So excellent sport, and we're excited to be able to offer it.
Council, do you have any questions or comments?
I do have a question on a technical one. This Gretchen is
Ms. Kirsten,
Sorry.
is that?
I was just gonna say that the facility use lease, the opening paragraph does identify the city and Honky Tidal Wave, so I think that would be sufficient.
Great.
Thank you.
I don't need nobody else, please.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you.
Are
Any
there
other questions?
any other questions? Are you the Gretchen with the VFW too?
I am,
The
yes.
bridge looks
So
nice.
thank you very much. I hear the bridge is done. I've not seen it
The
yet.
bridge looks great. Any questions, or if not, I would entertain a motion.
I would make a motion that we authorize water park manager to execute a lease agreement between Tonganoxie Tidal Wave and the city of Tonganoxie for 2023 season.
Thank you, Mr. Donnelly. Is there a second?
I'll second.
Thank you, Ms. Stevens. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Motion passes. Thank you very much.
Try to keep out of trouble.
Thanks for your service. I know that's a
Thank
lot
you
of
for your
time.
effort and your time, your volunteerism.
Well,
It's
thank
just
goodness, I
incredible.
mean, we have 2 other volunteers, so Janet and her family did it all along, and now myself and 2 others, and I couldn't do it without them. So
That's great.
it is,
Have a great season.
we hope to.
Thank you. Thank you.
Item C, consider approval of city attorney and municipal court judge reappointments. Council, I would like to reappoint our current city attorney and municipal court judge, and would like your blessing to do so.
Get him before he gets away.
Mm-hmm.
Don't let him.
So Mayor, just real quick on that. So this item in the packet are communications from both Ms. Kirstalick and Judge Moore seeking reappointment. This is in line with the city code, which requires you as a governing body to consider these items at the first regular meeting in May. The city code is in concert with the state statute regarding provisions and education levels required for the position. It's my recommendation, as well as the mayor's, that both incumbents are doing a good job, and we did not open this up as an RFP seeking other interested parties, nor were we obligated to at this time.
You need 2 separate motions.
Actually, I think we can do them both with one motion.
Sure.
Can you say that since you're on the motion?
Yes, that would be fine, to include both in the same, since they're annual reappointments.
Okay.
I would accept the motion at this time.
Mr. Mayor, I'll make the motion that we approve the reappointment for Kenneth Moore as municipal court judge and Anna Kerslick as city attorney.
Thank you, Ms. Stevens. Is there a second?
I'll second.
Thank you, Mr. Partridge. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Motion passes. Thank you very much.
You're blood for punishment.
Item D, ordinance number 1512, consideration of application to rezone Stone Creek Addition number 10, property generally located north of Highway 24 and east of Stone Creek Avenue, Tonganoxie, Kansas. Mr. Krakovich.
Yes, thanks, Mayor.
Before we start, George, I
Oh,
need to
recuse.
abstain from any voting, and I want to make sure I do this correctly, that if my abstention is how does that count?
It would actually be a recusal, I believe.
Yep.
Because it's due to a conflict of interest, correct?
Yes.
Okay. And to that end, you'd be recusing yourself and you wouldn't be involved in the discussion at all. So that the typical practice is to leave the room while all's being discussed.
I'd be happy to leave.
Okay, well, there's some opinions.
Just the room.
Being
Yeah.
in the room, you could influence, other members of the council just by your body language,
Then-
facial expression, so that's the reason.
And that's exactly why I brought it up before we had any conversation on it. So, I would be happy to, do we have anything else on the agenda?
Yes.
I could go home.
No, don't go home.
I can?
No, you cannot go home.
One quick item. Yeah.
Darn it. Okay.
So Mayor, on this item, this went to the Planning Commission for consideration at the April 6th meeting. It was approved unanimously. So again, this is taking some existing commercial property and, or properties that were zoned both commercial as well as for multifamily, rezoning it to single family, but on smaller lots than what our typical single-family zoning requires. And so the developers are here as well tonight if you had any other questions. Because it was a zoning issue, there was a protest period. No protest petitions were filed on that. And so this was the first meeting that you as a city council could consider that item. Staff supports this process. We need to get the planning portion of it resolved so that we can move forward with finishing out the development agreement negotiation, which is, we're working on that right now as well. So be happy to answer any other questions you might have.
Council, do you have any questions for staff or the developers?
I appreciate this type of development, having the opportunity for people to have single-family homes on a smaller piece of land is great. A lot of past zoning regulations, really since the end of World War II, have created kind of a waste of lands. Larger yards are fine, but they consume a lot of water during times of potential drought, or pesticides, herbicides that aren't really good for folks. And so having infill development and being able to utilize space in this way, it also helps create good communities. You can tell my sociology degree is talking now, but I think it's good, and I think it's smart development. And I'm glad this project will be a part of Tonganoxie.
Thank you, Ms. Stevens. Any other questions? Is there a motion?
Mr. Mayor, I will make a motion to pass ordinance number 1512, amending the zoning of a certain property for Stone Creek Addition Number 10, properly generally located north of Highway 24 and east of Stone Creek Avenue, Tonganoxie, Kansas, 66086, from R-SF RMF3 GBD to RSF-CUP. The proposed rezoning becomes effective upon publication of adopting the ordinance.
Thank you, Ms. Stevens. Is there a second?
I'll second.
Thank you, Ms. McCutcheon. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Motion carries. Thank you. Thank you for investing in our community.
Yeah, thank you. Somebody go get Chris.
Yeah. We get Chris.
Chris. He's in the soundproof booth.
George, while we're waiting, do you care to address the announcement today and city manager?
I can do that.
It's awesome. It's on Channel 41.
Okay. Moving on to item E, city manager agenda. Mr. Brakovich?
Thanks, Mayor. No items listed, but I wanted to give a quick update. There was a press release announcement this morning that DSM, which is a company headquartered in the Netherlands, is planning to try to move forward with building a manufacturing plant at the Tonganoxie Business Park. They are a vitamin nutrition premix company that provides that product to other companion animal food makers. And we think it's a good fit for the site. However, we haven't done any of the local approvals yet, so there will be a development agreement that would come before the city council for approval, as well as the typical planning commission requirements for a site plan. The project fits the underlying zoning, but they still have to get approval for what they're proposing to build there. We think it's another good fit for the park. What they did announce is approximately a 70,000 square foot facility, creating about 28 jobs, higher paying, good quality jobs, kind of what we've been looking for, something that is a scalable development for us that doesn't overwhelm with the amount of jobs, but that the jobs that are created are of a high quality and caliber. And so we were excited to see the company release that and show that they are committed to coming here, and I'm optimistic and confident that we'll get a development agreement before you and as quickly as we can.
Rough timeline, I just want to make sure the public knows they have plenty of time to discuss and learn about the project.
Yes, so we'll, if tax incentives are going to be part of this, if they use like industrial revenue bonds, and which is in accordance with our tax abatement plan, there will be a series of public hearings required just for that part of it, and we would structure the development agreement there. If they aren't seeking tax abatements, we'll still have a public discussion about the development agreement. And then likewise, for site plan approval at planning, that will be another public agenda meeting. So at a minimum, two additional meetings that they would, or 2 meetings they would have to be part of.
It was 2 years in the making, like you said, and great work, staff. Well
Thank
done.
you. Thanks, Mayor, appreciate it.
City attorney agenda. Okay, thank you, Ms. Kirsten. Mayor Pro Tem agenda?
No items tonight.
All right, thank you, Ms. Stevens. City council agenda, any items to discuss?
I'd like to make one general comment. George and the staff, I think we need to pull out all stops on 222nd Street or Industrial Park Road. And we had a lot of conversation today. Did it go anywhere or not? I don't know. But I think, as always, the city of Tonganoxie has always stepped up and done their part, as we have done for years and years and years. And I think we need to continue to do that and be a leader and just be a leader in the process. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Donnelly. Mayor agenda, I don't have anything except an executive session. Ms. McCutcheon, could you read the motion, please?
I move that the city council recess into executive session for a preliminary discussion of the potential acquisition of real property located at 605 East 4th Street, which is adjacent to other property owned by the city, pursuant to KSA 75-4319B6. The open meeting will resume in the city council chamber at 7:27 p.m. The executive session will include the city attorney, city manager, and assistant city manager.
Just one quick clarification, Councilwoman Stevens will need to recuse herself from this.
Yes, I will be recused.
Thank you.
Okay, is there a second? Second. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
We're in executive session.
Now.
Session, let the record show that no binding action was taken in executive session. I have nothing more on my agenda, which means it's Mr. Dale's time.
Maybe I'll make a motion on the adjourn.
Is there a second?
I'd like to second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
All opposed. See you in a couple weeks.